rise, so compatriot, Nigeria's call of fame, to sacrifice this land with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To share with her and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Fantastic. Thanks, BB, for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Hello, everyone. Happy Democracy Day. And happy 4th anniversary to the ladies of Your View and our fans. My name is Afolabi-Brown. As always, I have my co-host here. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
So we've been 4 years on air today, and it's Democracy Day in our country. How are you doing, Nima?
Very well. We started Ramadan on Saturday, and we're fasting.
Ramadan Kareem.
May I remind all Muslims that this is a moment for reflection and sacrifice. So please give and be very reflective on the year that has passed and try to improve on yourself. It's a permanent progress.
How are you doing, Jumoke?
Very well. I'm very excited today. There's cake.
Right. Good to see you.
Hi,
Topsy. How are you?
I'm very good. Grateful to be alive. Grateful for what we have in democracy so far.
Great.
No time.
Why is everybody looking very, very
no time.
I don't have time.
Oh, right. Okay, how you doing?
I'm fine. I had a very packed weekend. Lagos celebrating Lagos at 50. It was
hobnobbing with the powerful people.
It's not hobnobbing, my sister. My eyes are still red. I've not slept, but I think it's a beautiful thing to see where we have come from and see the future and just know that you're going to be part of that great future.
Well, I was with some people over the weekend. I had fun at the Lagos at 50. It was great seeing Governor Ayofayose.
Yes, so we
tried to accost him to try to get him on our set, but he's
hopeful.
He's
not convinced yet, but we're hopeful.
So
then
we'll keep the conversation
my
going.
state governor as well, Governor Obaseki.
Maybe if we keep attacking him, he'll come. Governor Fayose.
We know your house in Magodo, so we're coming to you. All right, so let's take a quick break. When we come back, look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The Punch. Democracy Day. Be ready to make sacrifices, Osinbajo tells Nigerians. Increase minimum wage, NLC tells federal government. Buhari at 2. The economy struggles to exit recession. ASU rejects NAF panel on Unioshum invasion. Youth explosion looms in Nigeria, says Obasanjo. Terrorists planning attacks on military bases, says Air Force Chief. People's abduction, parents accuse government of inaction. Ondo teachers arrested for taking people's blood fingernails. At Lagos State government chapel, many members desert church after sacking of chaplain. Herdsmen killing may lead to civil war, says Bakari. And court declares local government marriage certificates illegal. Let's talk about our first lady, and then we'll talk about this local government marriage. Yes. First lady story. Who has that story?
I have the story. At the Sunday service at the Alausa Chapel, lots of church members did not show up. In fact, usually you'd have birthday celebrations at the end of the month.
Right.
Amongst 30 people whose birthday was supposed to be celebrated yesterday, only 9 of them showed up. They're protesting, as we hear from the Punch, the sack of their chaplain. And the story remains the same. It hasn't changed in the Punch. And I think that the wife of the governor needs to come and defend herself.
Yes.
The story is because they did not give her special recognition
Right.
during their anointing service on, I think, May 14 or thereabouts,
Right.
was why the chaplain was sacked within
Right.
24 hours.
Well, I reached out to confirm the story, and it was said that she reported that she's been out of the country for a while, and so that service was the first time back, and she knew that a lot of people were coming to the service just to see her, and so she left the service early because she didn't want to be accosted and kept waiting for long. And I think that
And the fact that the chaplain actually had a lot of
had a lot of record.
So I think it's just a matter of timing.
Coincidental.
You know,
Yes.
it's so because that's why a lot of people are agitating, because
well, we're waiting for
it's
them
so
to come with an
coincidental.
official response.
Yes.
They have to.
But you were hearing, these are news from the grapevine, saying that it didn't happen like that, it was just coincidental. That she left
Yes.
early, saying that because she hasn't been there 30
But
days.
Murayo, people jumped on this campaign, and I'm seeing pictures, posters
Yes,
everywhere,
everywhere.
saying they should bring
Once
him
again,
back.
Chokwe, if the government doesn't come out with an official statement,
Exactly.
people continue
People
to
would make
speculate.
speculation.
Information is key.
Okay, local government marriage certificate is
So
legal.
I think
This,
my
All of you that
brother-in-law,
are married in local government,
This young
your
man-
marriage is null and void.
my brother-in-law
it's
called
not.
me and
It's
said,
not. It's the
okay.
certificate that is null and void.
Oh.
The Olamide Babalola, a young man representing himself and some other people, took the Ikeja local government and registered trustees of the Association of Local Governments
Right.
to court over the certificates, modified certificates that they were issuing
Oh.
for marriages. And
Right,
you know, the court held that the one under Form E, under the Marriage Act,
Okay.
is the proper one that should be given.
Right.
And that's only obtainable at the Ikoyi registry.
okay. Now
So
we
what is
understand.
going to happen subsequently is that you take the modified one back to the local government. They must try to obtain the proper one and
Fantastic.
swap them.
That
Thanks
is
for
to say,
clarifying-
I'm not
thanks for
legally
clarifying
married.
You are
that.
legally married. Just go and swap it.
Moving on to the nation. Osinbajo on Democracy Day, let's make sacrifices. Dogara, Atiku, Dixon, others, no alternative to democracy. Budget, presidency awaits feedback from MDAs before assent. Ekpe kidnap, parents accuse school of nonchalance. And Tinubu, let's be vigilant. Buhari blazes a trail in Niger Delta.
I beg.
Right.
Talking about the acting president in church
It's a full
yesterday.
double pages of that. Don't say I beg. It's pretty profound, but go ahead. Go ahead.
The acting president was saying that Nigerians need to be, who must be willing, you know, to sacrifice. And he was saying that in his speech themed, the dry bones will rise again.
Right. He was using the Good Samaritan story. And that we don't just abandon the country that we let us make an effort to actually be part of the solution. Not the
Mariah,
problem.
we've always said that we're willing to suffer. I've always said that I'm willing to suffer. I just want to see corresponding suffering on the
their
part of my leaders.
And I remember that when this government came into power, we had Chris Nwakobea on the couch, and I said to him, we may be willing to wait for 2 years to see results. And he said, no, 2 years is too long. Okay, 2 years today, how far?
Okay, all right. Well, I can tell you that part of the Alpha, Buhari blazes a trail in Niger Delta. There are quite a number of things the government of Buhari has done in the Niger Delta. We'll come to that later, but let's move on to Vanguard.
I don't
Youth's
understand how you're
anger may consume us, Obasanjo warns. We must sacrifice to make Nigeria great, says Osinbajo. NLC urges federal government to announce composition of minimum wage committee. Buhari's abiding faith in Niger Delta amnesty. Atiku to Nigerians, be patient, but improve choice of leaders in next election. Not sure it's you, Sha, don't worry. Sit at home order, go after Boko Haram, herdsmen, not Biafra agitators. All right, so which story are we taking here?
Let
The
me,
major headline.
Who has the article story, please?
I do.
Okay, then who has the major headline?
I do.
Okay, let's start with the major headline.
President ex-president, I usually call all of them presidents. President Obasanjo was saying that Nigeria may go up in flames if we do not take the agitations of the youth into consideration.
Obvious.
And so he mentioned IPOB, MASOB in the southeast. He mentioned the Niger Delta Avengers. He mentioned OPC, youth agitations across Nigeria, stating the obvious. But he then mentioned that, but young people shall stop wishing us dead now. You need us for advice. We are your mentors. Baba doesn't want to die.
okay, let me quickly link it to what Article 2 is saying.
Right.
Today is Democracy Day, and he's giving a speech saying that, you know, with the leaders are dead, we should be patient with them, that, you know, and we should be wiser in making our selections subsequently. And I'm wondering this advice that, you know, Obasanjo and himself are giving, that they did not need when
But
And
they were
my-
president.
I
They
know
were in
Obasanjo
power.
said that those who benefited from Nigeria back then in
They who
education
benefited.
should also invest in the coming
he's
future.
just
for the,
stating
for
the
the
The only
obvious.
thing I want to ask this
Ex-president.
Our
leaders
leaders.
that are saying that they don't want us to wish them death is, how many youth today are they willing to back up and
or
say,
mentor?
No, not even mentor. They are mentoring already.
No,
like
backup,
full
sponsor,
full sponsorship.
Okay, I understand.
To say that you are 40 and I want you to be president.
And
because if you endorse certain candidates, it will happen. So it's not just enough for you to say that
You don't
the
need
youth should
godfathers,
be.
yeah? You let the endorsement be without any attachment.
Okay, let's
don't
move
want
on.
godfathers again.
Let's move on to Daily Sun. Our 2-year pain and gains by Nigerians. Atiku, Dogara, Kalu governors speak on democracy. Sit at home. Again, IPOB warned. Nigerians will resist military coup, says NLC. Documents expose how OPL 245 was allocated. Transformation not possible without youth, says Obasanjo. Democracy Day and 2 years of Buhari's administration. Anambra, Obiano's footprints in 3 years.
The Igbo leaders, especially Deputy Senate President Ikwere Madu, was appealing to IPOB members that sit at home rather than block the roads, allow people go about their normal duties. You know, that we can speak about these agitations. We do not have to be violent, you know, and I think that that's profound. All right. The Igbo youth usually say that their elders do not represent them. I think they need to accost them first and foremost, because you are already in power. You're supposed to be our voice. You're supposed to be speaking to our agitations and needs.
I hope
before they now.
I hope they're actually listening to him, because they say he's not representing them.
Okay, well, we've been hearing that quite a bit. All right, that's all. Unfortunately, we don't have this day today, but we're going to take a break now. It's our 4 years on air, so we're celebrating. When we come back, our hot topic, Your View celebrates our 4th anniversary. Just discuss 4 years on Your View, and later we talk about the APC administration. We have our special guest in the building. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So today, Your View celebrates 4th year anniversary. And in view of this, we share our experiences on the show in the last 4 years. So how has it affected? Any one of you wants to go first? Nima? Oh, Jumoke wants to go first. All right, go ahead.
Go now.
Because I remember the auditions, and I was very excited, right, Mariah, when you reached out to me and said, oh, Jumoke, I'd reached out to you that heard, you know, you were doing the auditions. That, oh, you fit into the bill. So the auditions were all very excited and all of that. And then the show started from day one. I used to watch, you know, and it was always very interesting. And so 3 months down the line, when there was a shake-up and I got on the show, I was just excited that all these ideas and passion that I have in my head, I'm able to just voice everything out, you know. And we have grown. Right. 4 years, I'm very, very grateful to God, to all the opportunities. You know, we know the responsibilities put on us, so we're more careful. You watch that we're a lot more balanced than we used to be. Me, I will still attack the president just because of his age, but now that he's not even around, even me, I've calmed down. That's what maturity does to you.
Okay, let me continue.
4 years mature.
4 years mature.
Are you up to 4 years? Are you up to 4 years yet? 4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
4 years in March. Yes, 4 years in March. So
next year March.
Next year March.
So you're 3.5.
We are 4 years. All of us are 4 years. I reflected on Your View just on Saturday evening, and I was talking to a neighbor about how I auditioned. How, because they showed an advert for a TV, and that was how they advertised for a slot on Your View, and I was like, will they take me? They won't take me, Joe. And my husband was like, go. But it's amazing that, you know, we've really grown. I have seen myself continue to progress. You know, practice has made progress for me. I remember when I joined, I still felt I was still the audience at home watching the ladies talk, and I would just be carried away like that halfway. And where I would be like, Nima, what's your take? So, but you know, after a while, I started getting, you know, my voice back and myself back, and looking at myself today, I'm happy.
Ah, yeah,
that,
bro,
you
no.
know,
Ah, but don't borrow.
Let me come to, because you know there was time when you went the maternity.
Yeah.
You took a break. When you came back, you were still booting. Took a while.
6
Yeah,
months.
I'm
is a
still
long
watching
time.
again.
Like this.
Is that watching mode?
You're an Arsenal when you come back. How you doing, Tokwe? So what's been 4 years exactly, right?
Yes, 4 years exactly. I feel privileged that I was on the first show. Complete novice, no idea of what it's like to be on TV ever. And
You told that story before. You should tell it for those that didn't hear the first time.
Yes. Okay, so I came randomly into TVC and was terribly hot. So I walked into an office to collect AC. And surprisingly, the office I walked into was Murayo's office. So while gisting with her, she told me what you came for. They're not looking for old people like you, that they want a young person. But I started chatting with her, and she felt that I would fit into a show she's putting together. I had a meeting with the producers, came for the audition. And surprisingly, I think I was probably the only person that started the show from the audition. And YK, you know. So I think that I've learned something on your view that you don't need to know. You don't expect. You don't need to expect.
Yeah.
You don't need to expect that you need connection to get what you want.
Right. Yeah.
You don't need to believe that I need to know somebody in TVC to get there.
Yeah.
You don't need to believe that I'm not qualified because I'm not as educated as I should be.
Yeah.
You just need to believe in yourself enough and do the work.
Yeah.
And that I've learned also to develop a thick skin, because everybody will come and tell you what you said was horrible. You looked horrible. What you said did not make sense. You were very shallow. And you know, they say all sorts of things. I look at them like, really? Come and sit down. Try it.
Nice one.
Nice guess. Who stutter? Who has stage fright?
Yeah,
Most of our guests, in fact, are nervous when they sit down.
Yes, like these women. Goodness. Who are? How 3.5, right? Or 4 years?
No, I'll be 4 this year.
Okay.
in August.
3 and 9 months.
I'll be 4 in August. I just want to say thank you again to Tokwe. Because when she was talking, I remember that I was just being nice. You know, this was a young girl going to church every day. I would pick her up, drop her up in her house and all that. And when she mentioned that your view, something was starting and some women were going to talk, and I looked at her and said, so did they look for women? You know, you know, see me.
And that was the way she said it.
And that was exactly how I said it. You know, 3 months down the line, I got a call. I think I'm the only one on the chair that did not do any audition. You just carried me and dumped me
right
in front of
And
television. But I think I have actually grown. And honestly speaking, I went out all through this weekend. There's hardly anywhere you go to. I walked up to the governor of my state, Governor Obaseki, on Saturday, and I shook his hand. Immediately I introduced myself. Oh yeah, you know, and he's inviting me to come to Edo State. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I also want to appeal to our viewers and to the people out there that don't put too much pressure on us. We're also humans, you know, and there's also room for mistakes. There's also room for us to make, you know, certain errors. You cannot look at us like we're superhuman. No, we're regular people.
True.
And we keep on trying our best to make sure that we stay balanced. We also, project what we believe that Nigeria should become. So don't look at us that we are superhuman. Just take us
the way we are.
Murayo. And I have made a very lovely sister, Murayo Afolabi-Brown, that I was celebrating her. Imagine this woman.
She was in history.
Made history. Lagos State did a documentary. For those of you that are watching, Lagos State did a book, historical book, and I was so excited. And I saw Murayo's picture.
I was like,
Murayo. The picture. Do you know I kept calling this much? I beg, I'm peeling pineapple. She did not even bother.
Even till now, I'm not seeing it. I've not opened the book, but I seen your WhatsApp message. I saw the picture. See,
I appreciate who you are, because if not for your kind of person that you're not biased and all, I don't think we'll all be together. A lot of people see us, they say we are one, we are one, we are one. We are one because you have stayed
true to who she is,
true to who you are.
True.
Believing everybody in their strength and not focusing on our weaknesses, because with a color, the ladies of your view, we have small coin
let me not take the glory yet. Let's take this vox pop, then we'll come to me.
Okay,
let's take this vox pop.
I represent a Epe Constituency 2 in Lagos State House of Assembly. Your view at 4. That is one program that I will never miss. Every day, if I miss it in the morning, I try to watch it in the evening. because it has affected so many homes. Because that is where opportunities are given to Nigerians to hear their view. Thank you for the pretty ladies that have decided to shape homes, that have decided to make impact in the lives of Nigerians and Lagosians in particular, that have showcased what good governance should be. Thank you, and I say congratulations to your view.
I'm Honorable Olaiwola Olawale. I represent the good people of Moshi Constituency 2 here in Lagos State House of Assembly. And it may interest you that I'm the chairman, House Committee on Home Affairs. I'm using this medium to felicitate with the presenter as well as the entire crew of Your View. Wow, see how time flies. So it's already 4 years. 4 years of good service delivery. I really congratulate the crew. I congratulate the management of TVC. People like Morayo, Jumoke, Lima, Tope, Uwa, Tope, you are doing a fantastic job. I love you lot.
I am Magumbi Ade Sanai. Oyeniran Bolanle. But it's fashionable. People find it fashionable to call me SOB. I represent the Kodu Constituency 1 in Lagos State Assembly, and presently I am the majority leader of the Lagos State Assembly. On your view, is more of a debate and a program that encourages dialogue, you know, from different people with different background, expressing, you know, their views on issues based on their perspectives on issues. And people really like it because it's so interactive, it's so real, and one should give it to the brains behind the program, because you can't watch that program with any inch of dull moment. It's so interactive, so educative, so informative.
All right. Thanks for staying with us. I guess our producer wanted to do both House of Assembly and the street, but for some reason the tape that has the one that had for people on the street got jammed. So we're sorry about that, because we went outside to the viewers also to get their views on the show.
Yeah.
For my end, however, honestly, it's pretty emotional for me, because I've always had this dream since I was in university. Because I've always watched The View in the US so much. I'm like, when I get back to Nigeria, I gotta do the show. When I came to Nigeria, Tony Subara didn't believe in me. Well, he believed in me, but it's like, Mariah, you're not a presenter. Please go and sit down. I'm gonna do your job. But when I left High TV and I came to TVC, I told my boss that, listen, I wanted to do the show, and he's like, women, just be talking. A lot of local conversation. I beg. I tried times to understand, listen, this thing I've seen it elsewhere. Let's get women. I don't want celebrities. I was very clear. I didn't want a celebrity. I wanted women who were smart, who had different personalities. And by God's grace, I must say, I give all glory to God, because He was able to help get the right people, get right characters. Because the truth is that people have tried to replicate this, but it's been difficult.
Very true.
Because you don't easily find the characters that you're looking for.
As in different characters.
Different kind of characters to make that show just a beautiful show. So I thank you, ladies, for allowing me to even lead this team. I like the fact that I appreciate that you've been such good team members to lead, and I thank you for the opportunity, and I pray that we continue this continuously for a very long time.
Yay. So may I take a few tweets before we run off?
Why take the tweet? Let me take someone from Jalingo. Fatai, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Fatai, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Please go ahead. Go ahead, very quickly. Yes.
I just called to celebrate with you over there.
Thank you, sir.
And to tell you that I developed so much interest in this TVC, because there is a program I respect so much. I even go out of office sometimes, use my time to watch the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oga.
I am Ebuka says, happy Democracy Day. God bless Nigeria. Lawal says, congrats to you ladies on your 4th anniversary. More grease to your elbows. Your program so far is highly commendable. I am Ebuka again. Elliot says, I remember calling in the median edition but was too starstruck to talk. White Lion says, if there's one TV show that I can burn my data bundle to watch online, it's your View TVC. I really love your show.
Mark, son of the Most High, says, amazing confessions from the ladies. Sincerely, I used to think you all knew each other before the show started off. Motaza says, the ladies of Yobe are looking so dandy and their attire is made in Nigerian fabrics.
That's our fabrics.
Made in India.
Thank you. Given to us a pastor in Redeem.
Yes.
I can't remember his name. I wanted to get it. I forgot to get it. He sent us the Ankara sometime. I went to speak in his church.
Thank you for the Ankara.
Thank you very much, Oga, for the
Pastor.
Ankara. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, celebrating 2 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, we have our special guest in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So today makes it 2 years since the All Progressive Congress took over power in Nigeria. However, there's been mixed reactions as every sector of the nation's economy is busy taking stock of how it has fared in the past 2 years. So we ask, has this administration met the expectations of Nigerians? Joining us is the Chairman, Judiciary, Human Rights and Public Petitions and Chairman of the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, Honorable Fumi Tejoshi. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank
Before
you.
we have a conversation with you, let's really go to the streets to ask the people what their thoughts are on this administration 2 years.
The administration, they are ready to work, but I need to advise the members in the party to cooperate with their visions towards Nigeria. Nigeria has passed through a test of time, and it's God that has been helping the country. So we need to endure. From my own view, they have done a great job, but we need their cooperation to pray for the nation. The nation needs prayers. I need endurance. I need righteousness.
Please help us. If they need the leader, how does our Senate in our rubbish that they do there? Are you understanding me? Let's find solution of our country. No light, no road, nothing. Our citizens, they are solve. Please help us, government.
We find it difficult to see these children's school fees, to pay for house rent, to eat. Money is not coming out like as it used to come during the time of Jonathan. So I don't like it.
It's not helping matters at all because this is not what we bargained for. This is not the change Nigeria was expecting from this present administration. So I'll borrow a word from Jimmy Desu. They don't follow our hand, they follow our hand. So that's it.
Things are still going. It has been so bad before. I think we are still in tune with the change matter. Very much in tune. But the problem is that I'm only praying for a speedy recovery. For God to grant him good health. For God, he has already had the wisdom, the knowledge is there, and the experience is there. What we want from God now is the good health, so that he can be able to steer the leadership of this country.
Thanks for staying with us. So from the videos out there, obviously it's sort of 50-50. Some are saying, listen, bad roads, we don't have this. Some are saying there's a good idea, the leadership is there, but we just do the right thing. There's that mixed reaction. But in your own view, how would you rate this administration in 2 years?
Well, I think so far so good. You know, initially we're looking at how the Naira was so weak. And we must commend the government of today, the federal government in particular, for working very hard to make sure that the Naira becomes stronger. So you hear the dollar, you know, dropping in value as compared to before. You know, when you inherit so much poverty and so much instability, it becomes like you're starting from the scratch, which is what is happening right now with the Jonathan administration for so long, and corruption then became the thing of the day. Nobody really cared who was stealing what or how they're stealing it. People even still stand up and say that, you know, they recovered money, the people that are bringing it out don't even really feel any kind of remorse.
Yeah.
But with the government of today, when we're talking about integrity, we're saying that, you know, there's zero tolerance for this kind of thing. We don't want to have to continue to see Nigeria as a corruption country. And we must commend, you know, the government of,
all right, before I come
today.
to the ladies' march, do you feel that there's a disconnect between the vision of the president and the people surrounding him, like the legislature, the Senate? Do you feel that there's that disconnect? Because
I won't say there's a disconnect. Okay. You see, the legislature, they have a duty. Right. They have oversight. And, you know, they're the ones that we say really has the power of the purse. Yeah. Where, when you're talking about the budget, they have to go through a process before they can pass the budget. Right. Where, when you are talking about the duties of the different ministries, right. the legislators have oversight to make sure that, right. you know, the ministers are doing what they're supposed to do. In the state government, the commissioners are doing what they're supposed to do, because they actually screen these people right. and see their portfolio and see if they're fit and proper for right. those positions. Right. Okay. And therefore, their duty doesn't stop at, you know, the screening alone. It goes further to make sure that even as they continue to conduct their duties, they do it properly. Okay. There are some times when there will be a clash, right. there will be a difference of opinion, and that is normal in any sitting. When we sit here, we will not always agree, yes. but we must agree to disagree yes. because of the interest of the people of Lagos State or of any other state of Nigeria right. as a whole. We must, as a government, agree to disagree okay. and look at the benefits to the people. The interest of the people is more important than the government itself.
Right. Honorable Tejurisho, do you think that this government is working in the interest of the people if our recurrence remains the way it is and the capital expenditure is still so low, when 1% of the population is spending the wealth?
Well, I think when you talk about recurrent expenditure, there's a platform that was inherited from the prior government,
and 2 years is not enough to change it.
Which is what they're working. You can't change it overnight. You have to work on it and agree. You know, there's a process to everything. I can't wake up today now and say that the legislators are getting this salary, cut it off. We have to look at the impact. There must be some kind of feasibility study to find out what is the impact on them doing their job. So a lot of people say that there's some people, they have so many policemen that the policemen are not even enough for safeguarding the people.
Yes.
Now we have to balance it out. And with the government of today, you see that those kind of policemen are being reduced. The kind of number that is attached to one individual has come down tremendously. When you even talk about simple things like siren, even in Lagos State, nobody uses siren anymore, unless the undesirables that want to make a big deal out of being nothing, let me put it that way. The government is saying, is frowning on all these things, that the people are to be put first, not right. us as government.
I'm sure that I'm speaking the minds of many Nigerians that were tired of hearing this administration saying that I'm putting the blame on the past administration.
Yes, she didn't do that.
I'm not saying what I'm saying that we're tired of hearing them say it was the previous administration, the corruption in the last administration, because we've seen a lot of things that are going on here, the grass cutting situation that makes us feel like there is also corruption in this administration. Earlier on, I mentioned the fact that we're willing to suffer if we can see the government suffering with us. Would you say that this government has been suffering with us?
I feel so. I feel that it's hard for everybody. I feel that, you know, if you look at the federal government, for example, it is not as lavish looking, or as, you know, the position is not as exciting as it used to be. We see a lot of people when we're traveling on flights. I've sat with some senators, even in premium economy. So there is some kind of remorse as compared to before. Before, you know, if you sit in premium economy or economy, it's like the walk of shame. Why are you walking to that area? But now people want to associate with everybody. And whether we like it or not, you know, there's a Yoruba saying, once the root has decayed, you cannot do anything with the flower on the top unless you tackle the decay. Right. Okay, that's why in Lagos State, the reason why we have it so good is that Asiwaju sacrificed when he was governor of Lagos State, and he built that foundation, which is a solid foundation that Fashola was able to work on, and now our governor, Ambode, is able to also build on. If the foundation is weak, there's nothing you can do. And that is part of why some people, they'll say, oh, you are commending this person, you are commending that person. The foundation builder, you have not commended him. Just like the past administration, the foundation builder, where it is wobbly, where it is not strong, you still have to redo that, whether we like it or not.
Talking about foundation, because now we're fighting this war against corruption. And a lot of people are of the school of thought that this war is seeming to be one-sided, that the people even in this present administration are rigging of corruption, and yet nothing is being done. So if we're talking about foundation, what do you think is the foundation that should be built going forward, so that even when the next administration comes?
We have to be specific. Let me give you a specific. It's easy to say anything we like. I can say anything I like. Let me try. Yes, one person.
Okay,
when you talk about that corruption, look at even the wife of our former president, for example. We're still debating of whether certain monies belong to her or not. It shouldn't be. You understand what I'm saying? It becomes so close to home that it becomes a problem where you are debating the wife of a former president's budget.
So what do you agree with? That's my question.
That's what we're saying. We should continue. We have to be patient. It's not going to work overnight. It's easy to sit down and blame. When you were talking initially, you said, "Oh, they're saying we're not perfect on your view. Come and sit down, and then you'll see whether it's hot in the kitchen or not." It's the same thing about government. It is easy to criticize. I was not in government prior to running in 2003. I was the greatest critic. But when I got inside there, I realized that we are from different backgrounds. We have been raised differently. We cannot think the same way. And you have to lobby people to buy into your own ideas for things to succeed. And we cannot sit back down and continue to mudsling or criticize if we're not ready to sacrifice. We must be ready to sacrifice.
Oyegbusha, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Murayo, good morning again.
Morning.
I see you all ladies there. Fantastic and wonderful. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm so wonderful. Thank God for all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And all the pioneer workers. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have to.
I want to speak about the 2 years.
Yes.
Your 4 years is fantastic.
Yes.
God bless you. Continue. And I pray God to give you the knowledge.
All right. We have to run off, but let me let Nima very quickly.
2 years. No, 2 years. You cannot continue saying yes, no for 2 years. 1 year is enough to make a change. Okay. And let the honorable not just continue to blah blah blah.
Thank you very much, madam. But we have to run. Unfortunately, Nima, I think just very quickly your question, because I have to run off.
No, she won't have the time.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. There's a beautiful cake right in front of us, but we'll celebrate in a few minutes. But Nima, let me let you ask your question.
I wanted to agree with Honorable that the foundation is bad, yes. And we know part of the campaign plans was that, things will change. We'll start to see government officials use government hospitals because they will now feel the pulse of the people. And, that's how to build the foundation. Yes. Because really, now we still don't see them use our hospitals, go to our own schools. And these facilities, these particular sectors that are very important, are still banned. So have we laid the foundation, and how should we go about laying that foundation?
I think now, we're using the government hospitals. I mean, yes, our government is encouraging us to use the government hospitals. There are times when...
In Lagos State?
In Lagos State. So I cannot talk for other states. I cannot, But in Lagos State, we use the Lagos State hospitals. The Lagos State hospitals are probably even better than a lot of private hospitals because we're pumping in money into the health sector. We're pumping in money into the education sector. We're pumping in money into roads and infrastructure. And I want to believe that, sometimes I tell us that, when you celebrate, it's a time to blow your trumpet. And when you look at Lagos State, even from the federal government, they will tell you that is the blueprint, particularly with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's blueprint on financing that they're using to make things better. So you must look inwards and see where things are working and use it to grow the nation as a whole, which is what we're doing. We're talking about Lake Rice now. There's a joint venture which between Kebbi State and Lagos State. We must work as a federal government of Nigeria, as a united Nigeria. Not as segregated.
Unfortunately, I just wanted to ask if there's a blueprint, because we know that there's a blueprint for Lagos. And we saw how they started and where they are headed. Is there a blueprint for Nigeria that makes that any new government that comes in falls in line with that vision? Because if
there's obviously no blueprint, but are they building a blueprint?
Let me explain something. Yes, there's a blueprint. Yes, there's a lot of feasibility studies that started prior to winning. You know, prior to winning, you are not sure if you're going to win or not, but you are hoping that people will buy into your vision and support you. When there's a living government at that present time, they will fight you with everything they have. There was a lot of money pumped into the system just to frustrate, you know, us taking over. But the people spoke, and the blueprint is there. But you see, where a government is partisan, if they come into power, they might not use the blueprint. We are preparing that. We've perfected a system that is making things work. And I want you to realize that even this dollar that was so ridiculous before is coming down. So something is happening.
Okay, all right.
Something
I think we can end on that.
We must appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thanks for that. I think we can end up because we are still celebrating. We are celebrating. So it's important that we engage our viewers
on paper. Okay. And on paper, the people that held the money, you could not buy the dollar like you are buying it now, because certain people sat on the money. You are seeing them in soccer ways and all these things and all these things. And we must continue to face reality. There's a problem that was inherited, whether we like it or not.
All right. As I said earlier, we have to round up on this conversation because we would like to cut the cake for our 4th year anniversary. This cake was provided to us. Bibi is actually going to come on first. Bibi, come on. I know you wanted to, but you need to zoom up on that cake. Oh yeah, you already knew that. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful cake. Has our pictures on it. So Bibi's going to give us a nice rendition to end this show, and we're going to stand together with the Honorable to cut our cake. Ladies, would you? Yes, go ahead, Bibi.
Okay, so happy 4th anniversary to this beautiful woman, and happy Democracy Day, Nigeria. So this particular song I'm going to be doing is Bob Marley's Redemption song.
Yes, sir.
Old pirate, yes, they'll buy. So die to the merchant ships.
Right.
Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly, and won't you help to sing the song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever redemption song.
But thank you very much. Come on, join us on the stage. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Fadekemi Kusu of Ado Confectionaries, who got us the cake. Come on set, please. You have to take a picture with us. Thank you very much for this beautiful cake. So at the count of 4, yeah. We're going to cut the cake. Honorable, do the pleasure.
Yep. So
I'm not very good at this hand stretching thing, so I'd rather you just cut the cake. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday! Thank you so much to our viewers. Thank you very much for staying with us. Happy Democracy Day to Nigerians. Thank you very much for the enlightening conversation you give to us. So at least Nigerians understand that yes, we've learned quite a bit. And there's a plan. And hopefully there's a blueprint. Yes. Hopefully. Because we've seen the blueprints in Lagos, but we've not seen the one for Nigeria. But hopefully we'll see it. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Honorable.
You're welcome.